Jai Hind. My name is Vikas. I'm assistant professor in Department of Computer Science Engineering at Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College. The topic that I am going to discuss today is introduction to XML as are. These are the content of my presentation. What is XML Basic is there? How XML is differ from the HTML is there? What are the advantage? How the XML documents look like? And what are the various validators that has been needed, and the XML schemas are there. As the name suggests, XML is basically your extensible markup language, and it is used based, or you can say based on the markup language derived from the standard generalized markup language, that is SGML is there. XML is basically used for the storing and transporting the data over the network from source to destinations are there. It is just like an markup language, just like your HTML is there, but with the their own certain advantages are there. Just like they have the self-descriptive design is there. It means you can create your own tags as comparatively to the HTMLs are there. And XML is W3C recommendation is there. Here in this XML, tag identify the data are being used to store the data and transfer the data is there, and how they are being organized there as comparatively to the HTML, where we have to how the data is being displays are there using those various HTML tags are there, which we use are there. So XML is basically is used for storing and transporting the data. They have their own tags are there, and they like their markup HTML is there, but with the differences are there. So so there is a difference between XML and HTML is there, that XMLs are designed to carry data with the focus on what data is there, and however the HTML is designed to display the data with the focus on how the data is being looked is there, where in HTML we apply the CSS in order to display our data or display the web pages beautifully is there. XML tags are not predefined like your HTML tags are there, and here in the XML, the documents, whatever the documents or the data that is being transferred they have the tree-like structure in which the there must be a root element is there. Then in that root element, so there are sub branches are there, just like the leaves are there. So this is the difference between these XML and HTMLs are there. The purpose of the XML is to transport and storage of the data is there. However, the HTML is used for the presentation of the data. How the data will be look like is there and visible to the users are there. They have the tag definitions like in the XML we can use the user defined tags like your sensors and values are there, which you user or you can say custom defined tags are there. Apart from that, in HTML we have predefined tags which have the definitive meanings are there. It means P is basically used for the paragraph is there, or div is used for division of the of the block, or div ID is there that can be used are there. Apart from that, other tags are there which they have the predefined meanings are there. However, in the case of XML, they have the only user defined are there. In XML, the tags are case sensitive, but in HTML they are not case sensitive are there. Error handling, strict error will break the parsing is there. If there is an error in XML, then that documents will not be parsed is there. But as comparatively to HTMLs, the minor errors are being tolerated are there. In XML, we have the mandatory, all the element must have the opening tags as well as the close tags are there. However, in the case of HTML, such that thing is optional in many cases are there. So XML is focused on what data means, how the what is the purpose of the data is there. As compared to HTML, the main purpose is how the data looks are there. So these are the basic difference between the XML and HTMLs are there. So what are the various advantage of the XML with respect to the others HTMLs are there? First thing is truly portable data. It means you can write or create an XML files is there, and that can be accommodated or used by the any of the operating system there, like your Windows operating system. It can be used in Ubuntu is there, Linux there, Mac operating systems are there. So they becomes more truly portable in the sense are there. Then as we have the not predefined tags are there, user can create their own tags are there, so which they can easily read those tags, and according to those tags they can easily understandable what this is the document is all about. So easily readable by the human users are there. Very expressive, as they have the user defined tags are there, so which makes very expressive, which is semantics to the near data is there, what is the data is all about is there. So they have the very flexible, customizable, no finite tag sets are there. So as I told you that in HTML they have the predefined tags are there, and they have the certain meanings is there. So if we have to use the that, let's suppose use the p tag, that is p tag, then you have to explain it. The paragraph is being written in between these tags are there. But and let's suppose you have the body tag. In the body tag, that you have to write all these different whatever the use, whether you're displaying the table, whether you're displaying the paragraphs, that has to be there. But in the case of XML, we have a flexibility. We can define as an this we can use it, a p is there, we can use the text is there in place of that, we can use the complete write the paragraph is there, we can use the anything that describe the what are the textual data is there, that can be described in the XMLs are there. So easy, another advantage is easy to use from program point of view. They have the virtually they have the various parsers there, so that virtually can every programming language can pass these XML documents are there. So as they have the widely used and supported with legacy software as the new softwares, they are widely used support the usage of XMLs are there. So XML documents is there. What is the XML document? First thing is there. So XML document is a document which have the data is there. In order to describe the data, we have the elements are there, and those elements have their attributes, and their attributes having certain values are there. So elements is basically building blocks of the XML documents are there, and the attributes define the additional informations of the your whatever the things that you are describing it is there in elements. Then we have the other details like text contents are there, tags are there, which describe the XML documents which is being we have to send from source to destination, or between the two nodes are there. This is the basic syntax of the XML is there, which we have to write that less than question mark XML version equal to within double quotes 1.10 is there, and if we have to use the encoding is there, then encoding equal to UTF-8 is also being described is there. Here this is the contact info, as previously told that whatever there has been written, they must have the opening tag as well as the your close tag are there. So between these, as this is your root node, as XML is creating the tree-like structure. So there must be certain root node is there. So contact information here in the is your root node, where the leaves, or you can say child nodes, are like your name, company and phone is there, where they can describe the informations with respect to the of any person who's working in the any company is there, and that person name is this, and they have the phone number is this. So this is the simple XML syntax is there, where we can write these things and save it and send it whenever the request is required between the sent by the user to the servers are there. So, and this is another examples. Simple XML documents are there. Here we have an article which is opening tag, and this is the article is a closing tags is there. In between, this is the root node, and or you can say root elements is there, and these are the sub elements are there. So we have in articles where which as the advantage says in XML that it is humanly readable is there. So you say, if you say it is article is all about of anything is there. So here we have an articles, and the author is being defined, the opening tag as well as the close tag, then the title of the article in between the opening closing tag, and the text, and between that text whatever that you want to write, that will be display here in this case. Then we have sections, tags, close, and the article is being closed here in this case. So there are question arises, where is the elements are there, where is the abstract your attributes are there, what are the values that we have to define. So if you say elements are there, these are the elements which are freely defined tags are there, and they have the certain attributes, or you can say this is the section number is 1. This attributes having the certain value, that is 1 is there. This attributes title is having the introduction values, that is being introduction here in this case are there. So these are the freely definable tags are there. Articles, authors, abstract, indexes are there, section is there in this case. Okay, and these are the freely definable tags. So user can define it according to their own need, or whatever the requirements are there. So say in example, these are the elements. Let's suppose this is the elements. Here we have the textual data that is have to write, which define the basic building structure of this simple XML documents is there. And this is start tag, and then we have the end tags is there. Then this is the content of the elements is there, that is content of the element, or you can sub elements, or the text is there. As we in XML we are creating the hierarchical structures, so everything must be in hierarchy is there. So elements can have sub elements are there, and they have the own sub elements are there. Okay, so this is the attributes, and the attributes with the name and the values. As I told you, there is a name is the attributes where its value is 1. Title is another attributes where the value is introduction is there. So this will create a hierarchical structure is there. Like articles, we have the author name is there. Then second, third is we have the title is there, and then the text is there. Where author name is this, and the title of this article is this. Then we say abstract in order. Then section is there, which is further, and then this section further divided into again 3 parts, which describe what is the titles is there, what is the number is there, and so on are there. So this will create a hierarchical structure is there. But whenever the data is being sent, this will not be shown to the users are there. So how we are to, this is only pictorial representation of the how the XML will look like is there. So whatever the tags is being used, whatever the elements or the attributes that we have used, that has to be validated in the XMLs are there. So there are two ways through which we can validate is there. One is by DTD, document type definitions are there. Another is XML schemas are being used in order to validate whatever the things. Why we need to validate those things? Because we have to see, we have generated the user defined tags are there, like these are there, but we have to define whether these tags are following the set of patterns, set of rules are there, and on the basis of those set of patterns or rules, are they describing the what kind of data is there, what type of data is there, and whatever the machines that have received, are they able to pass that data is there. As the opening and closing tags are being necessary for the parsing is there, if there is any error, then this documents would not be passed by your systems are there. So for that we need a validators are there. So XML document with the correct sentence is generally we call well formed, and there are certain rules are there, like the document must have the root elements, they must have closing tags, their tags are case sensitives are there, elements can be properly nested, attributes value must be quoted there. So XML validator means, XML validator is the correct sentence is called well formed. Well formed XML's document is not same as the valid XML documents are there. A valid XML document must be and well formed. So there are two different types are being used to validate those documents. One is DTD, another XML schemas are there, as I told you. So document type definition define the rules, rules and regulations there, and which define what is the legal elements and their attributes for the XML documents are there. So let's take first one, that is DTD, document type definitions. As XML documents with the correct syntax is called well formed, and XML documents validated using DTD is both well formed and valid. And valid XML document is a well formed XML documents which also confirm the rules of DTD is there. So DTD is basically a building block for the XML. Purpose of DTD is to define the structure of XML document and define the structure and with a list of legal elements are there. There are two ways through which we can define the DTD is there. One is internal DTD, another is external DTD is there, where the we have to define the DTD within the XML, and or that is called internal, or externally we have to define the DTD separately to the XML documents are there. Then XML documents we have to call it. So let's take examples of those. The two type of DTD is the internal embedded DTD and another is external DTD are there. So this is the example of the internal embedded DTD is there. So where the this is the DTD defined data is there. So we have to write the less than question mark XML version 1.0 and encoding, which I told you that is UTF-8 is there. Then we have to define exclamation doc type student. Then within the square brackets are there. Here in the square brackets, we have to define what are the tags that are being used, and on the basis of those tags, what are the meaning of this their tags are there, so that we can the machine can pass those or any language that can pass those documents are there. So elements here the student is there. As the student is your root node, so we have to write the student here. Student, let's suppose student is there. They have the ID, name, age, address, email, and phone numbers are there. In the DTD, everything is in the form of text is there. It is irrespective of whether the number is numerical, whether the number is, whether the information is Boolean or anything is there. So everything has to be passed there. In the form of text data. So that's why we write the hash PC data here in this case. So we say these are the things that we are going to describe. So we write the element, hexagonal element ID, that is PC data, pass data, textual data, then element for the name, PC data, age, PC data, address, PC data, email, PC data, and phone, PC data. Then we have to close it with a square bracket and the greater than bracket are there. So this will define the DTD here in this case, whether this will display the keyword type of data is there and they are following those rules are there. Now we have to write the XML date there. This is the XML part in which we have to write student is there, and at the student we have the this is your opening tag and this is your closing tag. Okay, within between that, we, as they are the student is your root node and these are the sub leaves or subroots are there. Okay, the student's parent and these are the child nodes are there. ID within the opening and closing, name that we define, opening, closing, age, opening, closing, and so on. So we define it, we save it as an let's suppose you write a student dot XML is there. Any document that is being saved must be in a form dot XML is there. So we save it. Once we save it, that will be save it in on your systems or folders. When you double click that file, this will be look like it is there. Where it says here these are students are there, and this is the formats that is being followed in your XMLs are there. If this come up right, then it means your DTD is written properly is there. If this is not displayed, this data is not displayed, it means that you whatever the definitions that you have defined that your XML document is not following it, those definitions of DTD is there. Due to that reason, that information will be displayed. So this is your internal DTD is there. Another is external DTD. Here in this XML DTD, you have to create a notepad, write the DTD rules are there. You have to save the above code as a student.dtd is there. And now another prepare in a student XML file is there. And so in notepad, you have to write the XML file, this, save it as a student.xml. Here we have to call the DTD. So here doc type student system, which call the student.dtd here in this case. So as they are saved in same folder, we just need to write the student.dtd. Otherwise, we have to provide the path is there, where in which folder that DTD file is being saved, and once the file is being given, now you save it. This will save as a separately as a DTD. This save as a separately another file is there. When you open this file, this will be look like this in this case. Okay, if there is any error is there, then this will not be again displayed here in this case. So, okay. So, these are the two ways through which we can create an DTD is there. But as I told you, everything is there in this document type definitions DTD. Everything is in pass as an textual data is there. So, we don't know whether ID, identification, age or address or email they having the similar are separate from each other are they. So, in order to overcome that, there is another method that is XML schema is there. So, there are flags there, no support for basic data types like integer, doubles, date, times are there, no structure self-defined data types are there, no types of deviations are there. So, in order to overcome those, there is XML schema is there. XML schema says is a formal description of structure and data types of the XML document. It defines the rules that XML document must follow such as an element and their attributes are allowed. It means whatever you enter the things, they must be defined in such a way. If you writing the in number, you are providing the attributes and the values are there in numbers, then they must be defined as a number is there. So, data type is there, order, constraints, required field, default value must be there in this. So, XML itself is used to XML schema that is called XML schema definitions there. Language standard by the again your worldwide consortium W3C is there. So key elements, key components for the XML schemas are the elements, attribute, data type, complex type, simple types, and constraints are there. Elements define the tags are there. Attributes which provide the additional information about the elements are there. Data types will define this or define the attributes, whether it is string, integers, or your date, etc. are there. Complex element have the another elements or attributes are they contain. It means they have the sub elements are there. Simple elements which describe only textual contents are there. They have the certain constraints are there, which like mean and max values, required field, or patterns are being followed in the XML schemas are there. So this is the XML schema is being there, which we have to write. Now we have to validate this. Okay. So here we are write the XML form, XML documents is being created, where library is your root node is there, where the book ID, what are the title is there, the author is there, in which year it is being created, and what is the price is there. So this will be display the one book informations. Then another book is there, with the same tags are being used, title, authors, years, price is there. So here we are giving the two informations of the books are there, and their sub elements are there. Now we have to use this provide in the XML schemas are like this in this case. So we have to write access hyphen XML schema XML X, which will describe the give the path where the XML schemas are being described is there. What are the informations? What are the things that has been there? Then access elements catalog, complex type, as they this is the root node and they have the certain sub elements are there. So we write complex type is there. Then where the sequence define elements name, books, max markers, unbounded. Then we close the complex type is there. Then the sequence in the sense where what are the sequence like titles, authors, years, price are there. They are being used which describe the first type of elements are there for the first book. Then we have to close that sequence. Then the attributes name, it is ID, what type is there, whether it is string or use, we have to required there or not. Then we have to close the complex type is there, then element, sequence, the other complex type is there, the element schema. So this way we have to create the XML schema is there, where the access is being used, which with the elements is being defined, complex defined, attributes name is defined, and the other things are being defined in the XML schema definitions are there. So key points here in this namespace, access refers to the XML schema namespace, which is being defined in this link is there. Validators tools like XML parser are being used to validate the XML documents are there. They have the certain attributes which are being required. Min occurs or max occurs is there, means how many times that elements has to be appear in this XML schemas are there, which control how many times elements can appear. Use equal to required makes and attributes mandatory, that has to be there. Complex data types define string, integer, decimal, date, and boolean, etc. is there. Their complex features, their support inheritance, abstract types, and reusable groups are there. So these are key points with respect to XML schemas are there. So XML is basically as in a well-formed documents are there, where we send or store the informations. And in order to validate the user-defined tags are there. There are two ways through which we can do it. One is DTD, another XML schema is there. Again, in DTD, we can validate in internal, external are there. We already seen the examples. Then in XML schemas, basically overcome the issues with respect to DTD, where they define everything in textual format. In the XML schema, whatever the data that you are provided, that in the same format will be provided, like whether the string, integer, decimal, or date, or boolean, etc. are there. So this is all about the introductions of the XML scheme is there. Thank you.